Well, good evening. I'm Sam Bauman. Thanks for joining us. I'm anchoring live this evening out in Wayne County, where just yesterday an EF1 tornado struck the community. Well, Jessica, as you can see, the cleanup is happening pretty quickly out here at the airport, but not everything was on schedule today. In fact, the vice president running about an hour late getting here to Savannah after starting his morning in Atlanta. But that didn't damper the enthusiasm of the crowd that had gathered here in anticipation of his arrival. Yeah, Mike, putting it simply, things did not go as expected today for the Chatham County Board of Elections. In fact, it seemed if it could go wrong, it did, and that includes here at the Liberty City Community Center. I think the phrase cautiously optimistic best describes the feeling down here after the governor's announcement today. Of course, many of the business, almost all of them, had to close down due to the spread of COVID-19 here in downtown Bluffton. So the thought of opening back up and getting the economy going would sound like good news, but they still tell me safety comes first. Thank goodness I've got some help, because we have gotten so many donations over the past few weeks. We've been showing you the lobby as more and more toys start to pour in, but this is just, well, not even half really of what we have gotten donation wise. We're going to take you outside and show you the full scope of your generosity, and I think it'll amaze you, especially when you consider the year that we've had. You see, our Marines have now showed up. They are the muscle that's going to help us get this moved. And yes, Santa's sleigh has arrived inside. We have Sergeant Clayton. Sergeant Clayton, of course, is one of the men behind all this action. And Sergeant Clayton, you got a sleigh here. Maybe need a little more?
I think I'm going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah, Jessica, the witnesses that I spoke to here said they saw it all happen. They watched as the car came down the road, left off of the shoulder, traveling at a high rate of speed, and hit a culvert, launching themselves into the air, not landing from about 30 yards down the road this direction. It's a scene they said they couldn't get out of their head, even having trouble sleeping last night. Of course, multiple agencies responded to the accident, including Effingham County Sheriff's Office, who I spoke to today about a scene they say will be hard to forget. Well, no matter how much they lost, still had a smile on their face, repeating the phrase over and over I heard countless times, how lucky these people truly felt. Now, two of those men, they actually lived miles apart, but the experiences they went through yesterday were inspiringly familiar. Yeah, I'm just off of the intersection of Randolph and East Broughton, and if you look over my shoulder, kind of like you heard from Mariah, it's still a very active scene working on what remains of that development. Hard-working men and women here since early this afternoon.